Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester. I'm glad you're here this morning. We have a great show lined up, a special guest here in the studio. But first, let's take a look at our weather, brought to us by Gulf Coast Air Conditioning. Drew Pollard and hardworking crew coming out of Southport, taking care of everyday comfort needs. And it's not going to be a little bit comfortable today because the high's only going to get 56, low tonight 37. You know what's coming, so you have to make sure you got enough firewood cut for the weekend. Looking at our water temperature, it has gone down one more degree. It is now down to 70 degrees at the end of the pier. So that's another sign of it, just a little bit of a steady drop. So by this time of year, around Thanksgiving, it's like that. Can you believe, speaking of Thanksgiving, 1 week from today, time is flying by. Let's take a look at our river reading brought to us by Mountain Dew. Get out and do. The Apalachicola at Bluntstown looking here. We're looking at a 3.4, got a steady drop to it. It's going to be pretty for the weekend. The Choctawhatchee at Caryville, I don't know, he can't make up his mind what he wants to do. Went up and down, back up, so it's all reflective of the rain we've received. Right now it's reading a 2.8 and going to bounce up some and go back down for the weekend. Take a look at our tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn. We're looking at good outgoing tide today. It's going to be high at 150 this morning. We've already had high tide. It's going to go all the way out to about noontime. So we've got a really good drop in tide this morning. If you can call your boss and tell him you're going to be late for work and go out catch a few fish and then get on up there to work. So anyway, our wind direction will be coming out of the north at about 11. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back with our special guest. Welcome back, folks, and welcome to our guest this morning, Hunter Jen, one of my former students. Welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Well, it's so good to have my former students come on because I just love keeping up with them and what all they've been doing and what kind of outdoor activities. So, Hunter, let's start off. You were in my class about 2015.
Yes, sir.
Don't seem that long ago, but
until I start counting the years, and then it seems like a while ago. Yeah. Okay,
well, he's doing all kind of cool things now. So tell us, let's talk about some outdoor. Well, tell us about your background first, your folks and family and all that stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. I've grown up here my entire life. Went to Mosley, where I was lucky enough to have outdoor ed with you, and then left Mosley, graduated with an AA from Gulf Coast. Currently at FSU PC, working on my bachelor's in professional communications. Now I am working at IPS. It's a government contractor, defense contractor. In the spare time, I like to just spend as much time outdoors and working with my hands as much as I can.
And it really, we've got some really neat things we're going to show you in a little bit, but we're going to establish the fact that he loves the outdoors and does some cool things in the outdoors. And he sent me some pictures last night. We ran into each other the other day. I love running into my former students because they're doing all kind of cool things. So, all right, we're going to start. I said, send me some outdoor pictures, Hunter. So here we go. So let's take this first one. What do you think, a big old catfish?
Yeah, it was a massive sail catfish that I went out to one of my friends' docks in the country club, and we were able to just toss line in. Catfish being catfish, we could catch them with just about anything because they'll take up anything. But yeah, we were lucky enough to get just some giant sail catfish out on the end of the dock.
They're big, aren't they?
They were absolutely mad. I mean, I hadn't seen any that big. I mean, it was just about as long as my leg.
That is good. What did y'all have on bait that? Do you remember?
On those, yeah, it was just some frozen mullet that we were using then. But I mean,
that's cool.
I've caught them with just about everything.
All right, what we got here?
This was this was a super fun trip. My favorite or my goal that I had always had in fishing was I wanted to catch a sailfish or a swordfish. And so I got to take a trip with my dad, uncle, and one of our family best friends to the Keys.
Wow. And
we spent, about 3 days or so out on the boat, but we were able to actually pull in one of the sailfish that I got, and this was it. And it was a really fun, about 35 minute battle, and it was just one of my favorite catches I've ever had.
Wow, what a great picture. All right, let's see. That's your little kayak?
That's my paddleboard. I'm able to I drop in on the actually right off the Panama City Country Club.
Yeah.
I'm able to paddleboard out this little bayou. I go typically right up and down the Bailey Bridge.
Oh,
but
man. That's fun, isn't it?
Oh, it's so nice.
It's a great exercise, too. Ooh.
And then this is at TAC, Total Archery Challenge, typically held, at least the one we go to is in Tennessee.
Okay.
But it's a really fun archery challenge. You have a bunch of courses hiking up and down the mountains, and you get to shoot at things anywhere from about 30 to, I think the furthest is 117 yards.
I know, that's a lot of fun right there.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
And this was our favorite shot. One of my best friends, Cole Wagner, and we both took shots at a hanging bat. And I shot first, and I hit it, and as it was swinging back around, he lined up for his shot, and once he released, we heard a pop.
Oh, wow.
And we walk up, and we noticed that he just split my arrow right down the center.
Wow, just like Robin Hood.
Yeah.
You just don't very seldom see that.
And then that was, a previous picture was from 2 years ago, and this is from last year's TAC shoot.
Great form. Great
Thank
form.
you.
That's a good looking bow too. I know. And this is a group of y'all doing it? Or?
Yeah, this is the final day. I went with Cole's family and one of their best friends, and we were lucky enough to go out and camp and just have about 3-4 days of camping, hiking, shooting, and just amazing fun. It was a great time.
I know that was a lot of fun and all. Okay, how long have you been doing archery?
Archery is more of a recent thing. I would say probably getting really focused on it. I would say probably last 3 years or so. Always had an interest.
Yeah. Well, we did a little bit of it in class and got you interested in it.
We did. The bow is a little bit different now.
Yeah, a little bit nicer bow.
But yeah, I got to. I think the first starting line, I think, was really your class for that, and just really enjoyed it.
And you kept progressing up.
Yes.
That's a nice bow.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back and show you some of these great projects that Hunter's been working on. So we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Sitting here with Hunter Jen, going over some cool things that Hunter does. You see, he's an outdoorsman and loves the outdoors. And he gave me, back when he was in class, we were talking about woodworking a little bit, did some projects and all, did some really cool stuff. And I ran into him a couple years ago, a couple years ago. He presented me. He made this, okay? He presented me with this, with a Panhandle Outdoors logo and all. And I started talking to him and I knew he was talented, but I didn't know he was this talented. He makes all this stuff. So tell us, how did you get started in woodworking and all?
Yeah, I mean, it's really just been in my family. I was lucky enough to have 3 grandfathers, all of which were big into woodworking, and I picked it up from them. And then I had a great uncle and another uncle and just a bunch of other people who sort of passed along the art and skill of woodworking to me and got me interested in the hobby. And anytime I got bored at the house, there's always scrap wood and things around, so I could either whittle away or make something that if I ever had an idea of something I wanted to make, I was able to do that.
Yeah. So you get probably as a little kid, just watch them as they put the stuff together and made things, and that seed was planted.
Yes, absolutely. The first thing I got to make with my grandfather was a little birdhouse, and from then it was just nothing but
interest.
You were hooked. Yep, absolutely.
And it just evolved on, and you started getting, even through your teenage years, and not many teenagers were going to do stuff like this, you know? Yeah. And you were doing it, you've done most of your life, haven't you?
Yeah, absolutely. There was a break during schooling just for sports and a lot of other stuff. Yeah. But actually in your class, I was able to make Nate Walker and I had a project where we got to build a big old cornhole set. And cool. That kind of, I think, reignited the woodworking, because until then I hadn't really gotten to work with it a whole lot as much. And then once that happened, I was able to start getting more projects out of the way and stuff like that.
Isn't that amazing about human nature? You do stuff, and then have a little break in it, and then something else, you still have that seed planted, and then something ignites it. I remember they actually built, I'm talking about a first-class cornhole, and the kids loved it.
It's so much fun.
We didn't get many teenage boys. We get little birdhouses, but nothing that big and massive and all. So then, how you started going into sort of tapering your interest and doing different things and all. So tell us the process. How do you think about making things?
Well, for this stuff, I was actually more of just what was available. I looked up a bunch of projects that can be done because all I had was scrap wood in different pieces. And so I looked up projects with scrap wood, and one of the biggest things that came up were cutting boards or this style of board. And so I thought I'd give it a try, and it just turned out working. It worked pretty well.
And you took it to another level.
Yeah.
Tell the story on making this one. I mean, this is so nice.
So that's one of my favorite designs to do, just because I love the big surface that if you wanted to cut or anything on, you can. But then you have a little bit of a nice design up top just to look at. But in that one, I've got 5 different types of woods, and it's. The fun thing about these projects is they're actually really simple to do. So if someone's getting into woodworking or starting, it doesn't require a whole lot of materials, tools, or a whole lot of skill. You can kind of just do whatever skill level that you're ready for and you want. But just about anybody can do this, which is so much fun to do.
I don't know about some of y'all, but anyway. Tell us what kind of wood. Okay, what kind of wood we have in here?
So the big base there is going to be sapele mahogany.
Okay.
It's a very nice hardwood. And then sprinkled sort of up top there, I've got it's white oak. I've got a reclaimed cypress, a regular cypress, and poplar.
Wow.
Those are the 5 different woods that I have in that one.
Wow. Okay, Mike Edwards, I know up in Lynn Haven that makes those handmade lures. I know you're watching this because I know you love this kind of woodworking. Now, where do you get your wood from?
Actually, there's a company called EF San Juan.
Oh yeah,
up on 231.
They were in class. Those kids were in my class.
Lydia and everyone.
Lydia, sure.
But what they do is they make a ton of beautiful stuff for a lot of the property on like Destin and things like that. And if you give them a call, you can actually be put either on a waiting list if they have it or not, and you can get a pallet of their cutoff pieces for it's like $50. It's super easy, but you get a giant pallet of all the woods there.
Oh wow!
And in different sizes, shapes, thicknesses, and from there you can create away with whatever you'd like.
Wow, cool. All right, show us the stages of progress you have different. Show us these right here.
So at the moment, this is my still has work to be done on it, but it's almost done. It still needs a lot of sanding, carving, and some oil left on it. But at the moment, this is one that I'm currently working on. This is a little bit, this is my favorite wood combination. It's got a walnut and purple heart in it, and it's probably one of my favorite combinations of wood because the dark just brings the purple out so well.
Yeah.
But it's simple design. It'll probably be just a small little board for maybe showing off a little like bread or cheese or something like that. And then this one currently is completely sanded and just needs a little bit more oil on it. But it's got the logo already on the back, and it's got some chamfers on the edge here. Yeah. But for the most part, all that's left is to oil and engrave, whatever's going to be on the front at the moment. And then this one is completely done at the moment. This is a chessboard I finished just a little while ago. Done with a purple heart as well and some white ash.
Wow.
But this one was by far the most challenging one I've done so far.
That's gotta be to get them. How do you do all that?
It was fun to solve the problem of how to make the pieces fit and work together, but it was super fun and one of my favorite projects that I've done so far.
That is awesome. I noticed on the back it has a little logo you may or may not can see, HG for 100 Gin, and got a little trademark on it. But this is just the challenge of making them. I know at different levels is interesting. And you decide you can just do the corners any way you want to. Some you leave flat, and then some you sort of curve off. And
yeah, I've been I've been gifted a lot of different tools, and I have my grandfather's old hand planer.
Yeah.
And so just for these, it's super easy. I can just do a few swipes off the edge and make these nice beveled edges. You can kind of control the angle, and you have a lot more free will versus something maybe like if you were to use a router or something else. You have a little bit just more control and finesse on it, which is nice.
Well, that takes it to another level. Just enjoying this woodwork itself, but then you get some tools from your grandpa or something, and then you're able. So I know that's special doing it that way too. So this is really cool. We have some more stuff. We have some pictures too of a lot of things the Hunter's done. So we're going to take our last break, and we'll be right back. Okay, welcome back. Our guest today, Hunter Jen, who is a multi-talented young man who does all kinds of things, loves outdoors, and what a hobby. And I know you enjoy doing these kind of things.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's take a quick look at our fishing game times today, brought to us by Blue Water Outriggers in Port St. Joe. 2 times today, we're looking at 5:35 to 7:35 this morning, this evening from 5:56 to 7:56. Now, we have some pictures of just different projects, and what's cool, like he was saying, each project sort of has a story behind it.
Yes.
So, okay, so we're going to start. We just showed, let's see, we have this one right here. So, is this your first one you've done like this?
It is, and it was by far one of my favorite ones that I've done so far. For sure, it's a ton of fun.
Cool. All right.
This was one of the first ones that I actually did whenever I really started focusing on it. My mom had a friend who needed a very nice cutting board, and she had thrown my name out there for them, volunteered me. And
moms do that.
She does. But it turned out to be a really nice piece, and
okay.
And so that was one of the first pieces I was able to make, and turned out well.
Very good. Now I know this has a story.
It does. This was the first ring box that I ever made. It was for a good friend, Brandon Becerra, and he came up to me and he knew that I'd been doing some woodworking and everything, and he planned on proposing to his girlfriend at the time, Angel, and he asked if I could help him or make a ring box for him to propose in a little bit more of a special way. And so he and I spent a week or two creating an idea, choosing the woods we were going to use, and everything, and it turned out just so nice.
Wow. Okay, I'm losing my focus on. Okay, so what about these right here? That's a little bit out of focus. It's not a picture, but. So was this the same one?
Yeah, that was the top of it with her new initials on it.
Oh, cool. All right. And all right. So what about this one?
This was so one of my biggest customers is my mother. She's a realtor, and so for all of her closing gifts, she will have me do a board for the customer with their name and a picture, actually, of their house on it.
Oh,
that
cool!
I'm able to do with my laser engraver.
So that's why that is. It's a little bit out of focus, which is my fault right here. So anyway, but that's the name and then a picture of the house. What a great idea! Okay, and then how long does it take you? Usually, the amount of time as you do it. How long does it take you?
To do a board?
Yeah.
Realistically, if I needed to, I could do one in just about a day and a half. The biggest time is just waiting for the glue.
What kind of glue do you use?
Titebond 3 wood glue it's food safe, and it is such a strong weld that the wood will break before the glue does.
Okay, name it again. What's it called?
Titebond 3.
Titebond 3.
Yeah, okay. Absolutely amazing wood glue.
Okay, so your mom comes along and she makes these special gifts. And we got a couple more real quick about right here. What do we have right here?
This one was more of a gift. It was similar to the board that I gave you. There's a very, very nice lady who lives in our neighborhood who allows me to use her property to put my paddleboard in or go fishing off of her dock. And so as a thank you, I learned that she's a huge fan of butterflies and hosts get-togethers and parties all the time. And so I wanted to make a little nice charcuterie board just as a thank you.
What a talented and thoughtful thing to do. And this is the backside of it? Or?
It is.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful. And what kind of wood was this?
Actually similar to this board I showed earlier. It's got white oak, purple heart, walnut, and poplar.
Okay.
This one was super fun. There was a accident at the David Scott jewelry store a while back.
I remember that. Yeah.
And there was some glass that had gotten broken, but one of our neighbors, Mr. Trey Hutt, is the insurance for it, and he came up to me and asked to make a little something special memorial off of the broken glass. So I was able to make a little piece.
So you can do so many different crafted things and all, and so individualized. If some folks want to get a hold of you, how could they maybe customize something? How could they get a hold of you?
Yeah, absolutely. I typically will post all of my projects and everything on, I have an Instagram, hunters_carpentry.
Okay.
And from there you can see a lot of my projects or message me or anything like that if you're looking for something.
Well, you know, it's a great time. Christmas gifts, always you like to do something unique and outstanding. We're talking about something unique and special. I don't know if you had to get them all finished by Christmas, but they make birthday presents and all. But listen, it's so good to have you on, buddy.
It's an honor to be here.
I'm serious.
Loved the
it's
show.
Good to see you. It looks great, doing good things and all, and what a great hobby, and loving that archery, huh?
Yes, absolutely.
Well, that's so great. We wish you continued good luck and all. I know we're going to run into you some more, but you take care of yourself.
Thank you. You as well.
All right, buddy. Y'all do something good. You know, this is some cool stuff. Y'all do something good for someone else. You know, give them a good hand helping out and all. Or just do a favor for someone. You have a great day. Enjoy the beautiful outdoors and all facets of it. And do something good, and God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.